To Daily Focus. We'll be in Psalm 97. Appreciate you joining me from Indianapolis. I'm going to be a few days at the Baptist World Board meeting and some exciting things to experience with uh, the amazing mission board and the work that is being done for worldwide evangelism. I believe that we have some of the choicest servants of the Lord serving in missions. And it is always a joy to my heart to be able to rub shoulders with my pastor friends on the board, as well as to be able to reacquaint and build relationships with these missionaries. Psalm 97 says, "The Lord reigneth, let the earth rejoice, let the multitude of the isles be glad thereof." He says, "Clouds and darkness are round about him. Righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. A fire goeth before him and burneth up his enemies round about. His lightnings enlightened the world. The earth saw and trembled. The hills melted like wax at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols. Worship him, all ye gods. Zion heard and was glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoiced because of the judgments, O Lord. For thou, Lord, art high above the earth. Thou art exalted far above all the gods. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the souls of the saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Light is sown for the righteousness and for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness." Well, I zeroed in on verse number 10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. And this text just really does remind us that there is one God who is in control of all things, working things to the counsel of his own will. God is amazing in his omniscience. That means he knows everything exhaustively, but he knows everything potentially. In other words, he knows everything about everything. He's in control of every aspect. And yet, he knows everything that potentially could have happened that never does happen. His wisdom and knowledge surpasses anything that we could ever comprehend. And yet, God says, "I will let man choose." He limits himself to the will of man. And yet, without interfering with that will, he weaves every decision that man will ever make by an act of his own decision making into one immutable, unchangeable plan. God is working things right on his timetable. He doesn't interfere with our will, but he does know the decisions that we'll make. And he said that let the righteous uh, acknowledge not only his power, but his majesty, stand in awe of his person. But then he says this: if you love the Lord, hate evil. I guess if there was just one simple takeaway from this morning's psalm, it would be simply this: a question. Do you hate evil like you should? I mean, do you hate all evil like you should? It's easy to hate some evil. Some things affect us negatively, and we hate it because it's wrong, but it also has affected us negatively. So we have to ask ourselves, do we hate it because of how it affects God, or do we only hate it because of how it affected us? And so in this psalm, it reminds us that if we love God, we have to hate the things that offend him. We have to hate the things that violate his holiness. And we need to love him and love his holiness, stand in awe of his purity and righteousness, and desire to emulate that. And so, all ye that love the Lord hate evil. I think we need to go through today and say, am I cozying up to any type of sin in any way? whether it's sin because I do things I shouldn't do, or is it sin because I'm not doing what I know God has commanded that would please him? But am I cozying up to doing things I shouldn't, or am I just being lazy spiritually, but I'm not hating evil the way that I should? Well, maybe the real question is, am I loving God the way that I should? And so let's work today at giving God our whole heart and hating evil the way that we should, standing firm on what God has called us to be and to do, looking at it as a gracious privilege to represent him here on earth. God bless you. Hope you have a great day.